Yeah, yeah, but I don't see you. I don't see you. You man, I don't see you in the room for me to add you. You have to be in the room for me to add you. Huh? Now you just came in the room. I'm trying to add it, man. This computer is so slow. 1 2 1 2. Is he gonna give me playing? Morning, Bwaga.
Yeah, good morning, Costa.
This computer is acting crazy, 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 crazy. I can hear you now. Is it okay from your end?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm getting loud and clear.
All right, Bwaga. Open the show, please. I have to talk to this guy. We got to do something about this my desktop. If this is what I'm gonna be using, we have to sort it out.
Okay, folks, let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to yet another edition of the Costa Morning Show. This is where we give you all as it is happening in Liberia and the world at large. We are here weekdays from Monday to Friday, bringing you trending issues, making news in our country. So let me say good morning and welcome to the weekend's edition. Today is Friday, so we are here to bring you live the happening. And today we'll be talking wide range of issues that are making news in our country. The president stay on his county tour, and we'll be looking at that, the citizen reaction, and whatsoever things. So um, we'll be looking at that, and a lot of other things that will be put forth by Costa. So let me just say welcome to the weekend's edition. Yeah, of course.
All right, Bwaga. Uh, Morning, folks. Um, we're still trying to get used to this app. Hold on. I'm gonna have to copy this and paste it on my page. We're still trying to see which page would be a deal to broadcast from. Let me hit this thing and put it on my personal page and see what it does. Uh, good, 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 good,
So
good.
you are using a personality page.
Yeah, that's where we're broadcasting from. We're streaming from. Okay, so this morning, we will have the um, the sister of the gentleman who was murdered in on the beach. Well, we don't know whether he was murdered on the beach or he was murdered somewhere else and taken on the beach and dumped there. But we his body was found uh, on the beach behind Winners Chapel, and so the family got in touch. I spoke with them, and very heartbreaking for them. And so we will be speaking with the we will be speaking with the family uh, about that because they are really 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 hurt. They are really 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 hurt by what's happening, by what happened to their um, loved one. So we're gonna be speaking with the sister. Now, yesterday, some of you might not have watched our podcast. Are you there, Boaka? You can hear me?
I'm getting you loud and clear.
Okay, some of you might not have watched our podcast yesterday, but we talked about a situation involving a gentleman uh, who was uh, who was um, who was murdered. Mr. Anthony Bush Johnson. Their family owns a property, 110 acres of land in the Louisiana community, Upper Cardwell. Mayor Jefferson Koji expressed interest in buying a piece of that land.
Mm.
He wants to buy 50 acres of that land. And he began to negotiate with someone who claims to be the owner of the land who works in his office. But the person is not the owner of the land. By no means is the person the owner of the land. So the real owners who have who possess an immigrant deed
Mm.
stand to be corrected. I think that should be the owner's deed in the republic. The real family, the really family, who are the owners, they stopped the whole survey process. But Koji was trying to get the land. They stopped the process. Koji was offering, I'm told, $200,000 for 50 acres of the property. So, of course, that didn't happen. Koji didn't like the fact that his interest, his desire to buy the property was being undermined
Mm.
by the Rayleigh family. So the land commissioner of Louisiana intervened and ordered that all of them be brought forward, all of them come forward and bring their deeds and diagrams in order to support their claims.
Mm-hmm.
The Rayleigh family was represented by Mr. Anthony George Bush Johnson, a 67-year-old man who was a blacksmith. He lived on this land himself for many, many years. He was more or less the caretaker of the family of the estate, this particular property. He was in charge of it. So they did as instructed by the land commissioner. They went along with the other party who works for Mr. Koji, who attempted to sell the property to Mr. Koji. They presented their deeds. And they realized that the Rayleigh family deed is older. I mean, much older. I mean, you're talking an immigrant deed here, folks. Immigrant deeds are very old deeds. So the Rayleigh family presented their deed. And so the land commissioner was left with no choice but to order that an assessment be conducted so that the Rayleigh family should show their, go and get your survey and let's go and identify your demarcations. They went there on Friday last week. Mr. Anthony Johnson went along, of course, leading the surveyor to show the various points, the demarcations, because he knows the property more than anybody else. Boga, that link I sent to George, tell him to send it back to me. Mm-hmm. That's that particular link that I sent to George. Tell him to send it back to me. So the Rayleigh family goes to show their deed, and the land commissioner orders that they go and conduct an assessment in order to identify the meets and bounds. That's our surveyors. That's the language in which to speak. Meets and bounds. So they go and they show the meets and bounds on Friday. And what happens, folks? Mr. Anthony Bush Johnson, who accompanied their surveyor to show the meets and bounds of their property, on a property he had laid for so many years, he disappeared. They couldn't find him. They couldn't find him on Friday. They employed a search party to look for him. They couldn't find him on Saturday. They couldn't find him on Sunday. They couldn't find him on Monday. On Tuesday, a body pops up on the beach behind Winners Chapel. That's in Congo Town. I mean, how the hell could Anthony Bush Johnson go missing from all the way there in Louisiana, Upper Caldwell, only to show up on the beach dead, murdered, I might add, burned with acid? They burned him with acid so that he wouldn't be discovered. That's what it did. The acid completely deformed him. Made him, but the mistake they made, boy, okay? His trousers. They didn't burn the trousers.
Wow.
Yes. And the family recognized him from the trousers he was wearing on Friday when he was kidnapped. Now, folks, the question is, this begs the question. Who do you think had the motive to kidnap this man from their property on Friday, take him to some place, probably tortured him, murdered him, and poured acid on him, trying to completely make him disfigured and deformed beyond recognition? Who do you think might have the motive to do such a thing? Who do you think? And who has the reputation for doing such things? Who tried to buy the land? There's something called motive in every criminal investigation. Motive is the most important factor. Motive is who has an incentive, who has a reason for committing a crime, who benefits when the crime is committed, who found Anthony Bush Johnson an obstacle to their effort to procure 50 acres of land for $200,000 from the wrong owner, Jefferson Koji, whose modus operandi, it is to make people disappear, to kidnap people. Jefferson Koji. Who else but Jefferson Koji? Who would pour acid water on a man, kidnap him, take him all the way to the beach or wherever, murder him, pour acid on him? Who can do that? Who is capable of doing that? Jefferson Koji. Now, folks, who does the seller? The man who was attempting to sell the land. Who does he work for? Jefferson Koji. Fellow Liberians, when I spoke to the sister of Anthony Bush, really, she was crying on me, boy. Yeah, she told me how she had just bought her brother a touchscreen cell phone. His first. And how he used to call her on video every day since she bought the cell phone. She lives in the U.S. The sister to whom we will be speaking this morning at 4 a.m. Yesterday, I showed the photographs. When I did the podcast, I showed the photographs, held my laptop in the direction of the camera. That's what it did to Justina Taylor, the same thing. Kidnapped Justina Taylor. Koji sent his boys, kidnapped her, tortured her. They attempted to murder her, but God didn't want her dead. That's how she was helped by one of the very people who kidnapped her. That is exactly what Koji does. This looks, it has all the markings and the signs of a classic Jefferson Koji operation. This poor man was murdered. This morning, unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to show you the pictures. I couldn't post the pictures. I held my computer up to the camera and I showed you the pictures yesterday, and Facebook has some trouble with it. they had to put a disclaimer on a particular post because those images are very deeply graphic. Very, very. Burn this man, a 67-year-old man, burn his body. The family has finally buried him. They sent me pictures yesterday, Buckeye, of the grave. They've laid him to rest. The police claim that they're investigating. The family wanted an autopsy done, but the Musadin said no. They have buried this man. You know, folks, there are some of you who don't value human life at all. You know, in fact, you find other stories more interesting than when we talk about something as terrible as people murdering a human being in cold blood. Because you know what? That person is not your ma, they're not your pa, they're not your brother, they're not your anybody. So many of us just move on. But I don't know what is it with me, and I think it is my humanity. It really, really gets to me when a human being takes away another human being's life. Okay?
Yeah.
When you take away another person's life in cold blood, oh, it gets to me. Because I you know, guess what? The worst sin, do you know the worst sin in Christianity? I don't know about Islam. But the worst sin a Christian may commit is to take another man's life.
And that's it. In Islam also.
Thank you. That is the worst sin you can commit. It offends God more than anything else. When you take another human being's life.
Yeah, it took God time to create an individual. So you taking away that person's life is the greatest thing.
What gives you the power to kill a human being like an animal? They killed this man. They poured acid on him. And they tried to make him non-recognizable. So the family would never find him. That was the plan. Let's pour the acid on him. The family would never find him. That was their plan, but their plan failed. Their plan failed. The family recognized the man. You know, I have the old man's picture here. I will show you this morning. I can't show you the other pictures. Facebook will not be happy about that. They might just tamper with this video because they say it's too graphic. But I'm going to show you. I don't know whether you can see the picture of him.
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Good. That's Omer Anthony George Bush Johnson. That's him there. 67 years old. He was murdered over a property matter. Just like that. Murdered. They killed him because Jefferson Koji wants the property. And the old man doesn't. He's been fighting for his family for their property. Can you imagine, folks? That's old man Anthony George Bush Johnson. You know, it has to come a time that Koji has to pay for these crimes that he's been committing. These horrible crimes. Look at what he did to Justina Taylor. Huh? Look at Kezeli Moba. Kezeli Moba murdered a man in cold blood in the commission of armed robbery. And then what do? Kezeli Moba goes to court. Reluctantly, the government took him to court after we made so much noise. What do they do? Instead of prosecuting Kezeli Moba for murder and armed robbery, they did not include the murder charge. They did not include the murder charge. Instead, they only prosecuted Kezeli Moba for armed robbery.
Armed robbery, even though somebody got killed during the process.
Thank you. A human being, a security guard. I'm going to show you the picture. It is very, very disturbing to see, but I'm just going to flash it to you. A security guard by the name of
Kapao.
That's his nickname. Kapao. You know, again, I say to you, many of you don't care. As long as that person is not your relative, they can kill them in cold blood. You don't care. It doesn't bother you. You just move on. I think we've seen so many human beings murdered in our country that we don't even care. It doesn't bother us at all. I'm going to show you, folks. This is a security guard that Kezeli Moba murdered in cold blood in the commission of his armed robbery. Now, do you see the picture, folks?
Yeah.
I'm holding it up to the screen. Tell me if you see the picture. That's
Yes.
Kapao Kapao. I don't know. I didn't know this man. Now I don't have to have known him for me to be concerned that his life was taken away in the commission of armed robbery. Folks, do you see it? Look here. There is Kapao Kapao. Now, that is Kapao Kapao alive. Now, you want me to show you after Keseli Moba crushed him to death? He was crushed to death. I'm going to show you. Prepare yourselves. I'm going to flash it quickly and I will take it right back. This is Kapao Kapao. After he was crushed to death. That's him right there.
See it already.
A poor security guard murdered in cold blood by an employee, an operative of Jefferson Koji. And they grabbed him reluctantly. They didn't want to prosecute the guy. You all know how we fought to ensure that Keseli Moba was prosecuted. First of all, they refused to put him in jail. They caught this man red-handed in the commission of a crime, in the commission of armed robbery, in the process with a vehicle that Koji assigned to him. He murdered a human being in cold blood in the commission of armed robbery. What happens? They take Keseli Moba to court very, very reluctantly. After we made so much noise to prosecute him for armed robbery, they leave out the graver of the sentences, or the gravest, because there were multiple charges. I'm sorry, multiple charges: conspiracy to commit armed robbery, commission of a crime with a deadly weapon. These are some of the charges. Murder in the process, and a whole number of charges. And what is the most grave of all of the charges? The most grave: murder. Murder is greater than armed robbery. Murder is greater than being in possession of a deadly weapon. Murder. And guess what? When they prosecute him for all those crimes, they specifically and strategically left out murder. Imagine if Henry Costa had been involved in a situation, not even something similar to what Keseli Moba did, but where a human being was found dead. Imagine what kind of charge they would slam on me. Imagine that. But here is an armed robber, an operative of Koji, who kidnaps, tortures, murders people at Koji's behest. He goes and he commits a crime. He murders an innocent man in cold blood. They reluctantly arrest him. We made a lot of noise. He finally gets prosecuted. And for what? They prosecute him for armed robbery, and they specifically left out the murder charge. And they gave him 4 years. Amen. 4 years. After he killed somebody's brother, they gave him 4 years in prison.
And the lawyer said yesterday that while committing
in the commission of robbery, if somebody dies, you get life in prison.
Sure.
If you go to commit armed robbery in the process and somebody loses his or her life and you are at fault, you get life in prison. That is what that government lawyer told us yesterday on our live podcast. What happened, folks? They gave Keseli Moba 4 years. Kapao Kapao is gone. And some of you don't give a damn about this because you've seen so many dead people. You witnessed a war, so human life doesn't matter to you. Yes, I did witness a war myself, but I still am sick into my stomach when I see people take other people's life for nothing and just murder them in cold blood over absolute nonsense. It hurts me, folks. Women Pele, that is correct. We are a damn don't care society. People see their man, their pa murdered in cold blood, and they just move on. They don't give a damn. If you kill my relative, I will not rest until I settle school. They don't say they're doing. Koji then can send people to murder people, and Koji be walking around. It's not going to work with me. No matter how long it takes, I will have my pound of flesh. These guys are so terrible. They are so wicked. Wicked. And so this man murdered another human being. He murdered another human being. And he got 4 years in jail. 4 years in prison. Kezeli Moba. Look, Serena Cephas and a counter solicitor were instructed by Koji to not include the murder charge. Yes, Boakai. Koji told them do not include the murder charge. Yes, Kezeli Moba murdered a security guard, but do not include the murder charge. Prosecute him for armed robbery. Even for armed robbery. And guess what? You give the man 4 years for armed robbery? Armed robbery with a deadly weapon, you gave him 4 years? Hey man, 4 years? Oh my God. Look, the thing hurts me. The thing hurts me too bad. Yeah, Koji them need to pay. Koji them need to pay. All this thing we're going through is this damn witch, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, that put us in this mess. She put us in this mess. She brought the heathens, the animals, and gave them power. She herself was a damn murdering witch. She murdered Harry Greaves. She gave money to murder so many people to bring the war. Oh, I can't stand a damn witch.
That's what we say that all of what's happening in we are government, they learn it from Ellen Johnson Sirleaf.
They learn it from Ellen, man.
Yeah.
Who you think they learn it from? All these murders, all this stealing, violation of people's rights. They had a perfect teacher. Ellen is their teacher. That is who they learn all these terrible things from. And this damn witch still wants to influence our politics at 82 years of age. These people will be made to pay. Unless some of us don't have life and we don't take power. But Koji will go to jail for a long freaking time. Miguel, Twe, we will see to it to go to jail. To hell with whoever becomes president tomorrow. I dare you to try to protect those people. I will fight you. I will fight Benana Ure. I will fight Joe Bogai. I will fight any damn person who will try to protect these people tomorrow. I dare you. I will fight you. I will become your nightmare. Whatever resources, whatever power I have, I will deploy them to make your life miserable if anybody dares to protect these people tomorrow. Look at this. A family is grieving. They just laid their loved one to rest. This woman cried on me yesterday on the phone. She said, "Hey, Costa, I just bought my brother his first touch screen cell phone. He was so excited about it. He would call me every day on video call, and we would chat. Look," she said, look, the family feels so bad. I was chatting with his son last night, Rufus Johnson. And he says, "Costa, thank you for talking about this. Look, you kill another person's father. Just like that, just like an animal." Amen.
Just because of land that we all will leave behind us.
Yeah, land business. Land business. Oh man, the thing breaks my heart, man. I value human life too much, man, to see that somebody would just take it like that over land business. Look, imagine this was your brother, man. They can cry on me, man. She will be on the show this morning. By 4:30, 4:40, by 4:40, she will be on the show this morning. In about 40 minutes time. Well, we're gonna go to the phone lines, but before we do, I want to just pause here and say happy birthday to Miss Telia Ure. She celebrates her birthday today. Miss Telia Ure, we say happy birthday to you, and we wish you many, many more years to come. She turns 30 years of age today, and we wish you all the best. Happy 30th to you. Yesterday we published that story about Liberians who were killed the night before in the Ivory Coast in a place called Anyama in Abobo, Abidjan. The Ivorian authorities said that those Liberians, we had said yesterday that there were 3, but there were actually 5. I have the pictures. All 5 of them found. They killed them. They had Liberian passports, Liberian driver licenses, or national ID cards, and they were also. They were in possession of AK-47 with lots of rounds. The Ivorian authorities are going with it that these 5 Liberians were hired as mercenaries and they attacked a military base. Can you imagine? It doesn't make sense, but that's what they're saying. They're saying that these 5 Ivorians attacked a military installation. They attacked a base. Yeah, that's what they're saying. So the Liberian government has issued a statement. I have the statement here. They have issued a statement that the base was attacked by these 5 Liberian operatives. In fact, they also presented a contract these Liberians probably signed. Yes, Big Brother Abraham Kedia. They're saying 5. And they presented a contract, a 1-paragraph, mercenary consultancy contract. Boakai?
Look at that.
That says that each of them were paid $5,000.
Look at
$5,000 US. And the point is, Boakai, the story is this. They're claiming that these Liberians were paid to attack this military installation in the Ivory Coast with the intent of causing harm or causing political instability of sorts in the Ivory Coast. Now, our government issued a statement yesterday in reaction to what the Ivorian government put out. I'm going to read it for you quickly. The government of Liberia is deeply concerned over an incident where some men believed to be Liberians launched an armed attack on a military barrack in neighboring Cote d'Ivoire. Passports and other documents purportedly belonging to the assailants, which depict Liberian nationality, were put on display by Ivorian authorities. The Liberian government strongly condemns any act which disrupts the peace of its neighbors and the region as a whole. The government reiterates its commitment to ensuring that no inch of its territory is used as a launch pad for insurrection. The government has initiated contacts with the Ivorian counterpart in order to determine the full extent of the reported incident. Additionally, both governments have committed to strengthening the joint border surveillance mechanism. The administration of President George M. Weah has worked tirelessly to build on the sisterly relationship the country has with the Ivory Coast, including the president's personal connections with Ivorian leaders. The Liberian government recognizes that conflict in any of the Mana River Union countries doesn't serve the best interests of Liberia. President Weah has therefore announced his intention to shortly dispatch a delegation to Cote d'Ivoire to meet with the Ivorian authorities, signed Lejehu J. Rennie, Minister of Information. Now, folks, there you have it. The Liberian government has already claimed that the Ivorian authorities, they are already claiming, the Liberian authorities are basically going with the story as announced by the Ivorians. Exactly. That's what they're claiming. Oh, okay. Yes, what's happening? We are concerned about what you published, and we would like to believe that if there's a problem, we will send a team to Ivory Coast to investigate. We want to know what happened. But of course, our government has no way of investigating. What the Ivorians have said is what the Ivorians have said. That 5 men, attacked a military barrack. 5 men attacked a whole military barracks, Boakai.
Yeah.
With 5 AK-47 rifles and what? And a few machetes. Yeah, John Sabo, my dear brother, this story doesn't hold water, my friend. I find it hard to believe. And then guess what? They had all their ID cards on them, their passports in their pockets. Exactly, Big Brother Abraham Kedia. How the hell they gonna have the passports? What kind of mercenary will go do operation with a passport, a driver license, a white picture, a dollar picture, a man picture? then including this, the purported mercenary contract. They had a contract in their pocket to say they were being paid $5,000. Are you freaking kidding me?
Look at that.
Yeah. So I find that ridiculous, and I find it hard to believe that these men were actually mercenaries who were hired and paid to 5 men. What are they? Are they cyborg? Are they what? They can't die, boy guy.
They are setting a military base.
A whole military base with real vehicle. Y'all go attack the whole base. 5 men with 5 ratting AK then with cutlasses. I don't believe this story. But they have passports. These guys probably were armed robbers. Waka? Yeah. Probably were armed robbers. But to say that they are mercenaries? Now, some people are saying, I've read somewhere, I don't know how true that is. Some people are saying that the government of Alassane Dramane Ouattara does not want Laurent Gbagbo, who has now been completely set free by the International Criminal Court. They do not want him to return to the Ivory Coast for political reasons. So according to what I'm hearing, I mean, you dance to me. Sam Dobo said, did they also find their wire certificate? Perhaps they did.
Well, Costa, how you go to
you card and order for them, my man? Sam Dobo. Huh?
You go to operation, they carry a passport with you.
My man, including the yellow fever card. Yeah. So the thing is this. It is rumored by some that this might be some kind of operation financed or staged by the Ivorian authorities to try to make it seem like it is Laurent Gbagbo who might be behind this, because apparently the Ivorians don't want Gbagbo to return to the Ivory Coast since he got set free. But the point is, Bwaka, I just don't understand how the hell would 5 men attack, even if they were commandos, if they were Rambo, Chuck Norris, Rambo, all of them combined. Huh? 5 men attack a whole military barrack.
But man, you know Chuck Norris and Rambo can attack a whole country. You know that one.
Yeah, in blood sport, eh? No,
Yeah.
last blood, first blood, last blood. But even if these guys were Rambos, how the hell these buggers gonna go and attack a whole military base with 5 rotting AKs? Man, this story here is just too far-fetched. It's not holding water for me. My man, Master Boy is not holding water, my man. What? So, but then how the hell did they get all the documents on them? People might have set these guys up, okay?
Sure.
People might have set them up. This story that the Ivorian authorities might be behind this in order to create an impression that Laurent Gbagbo is attempting to cause instability in the country in order to pave the way for his return, so that the government may use it as a tie to Gbagbo so they can have a reason for attempting to go after Gbagbo. Now, we all know the Ivorian government it doesn't have such a fine democratic credential. I mean, their democratic credentials are not so are nothing to speak of. We know what Alassane Ouattara did to the man who helped bring him to power, Guillaume Soro. He said Guillaume Soro is not allowed to come back to the country. You understand? But this story here, I find this story hard to believe. You understand? And suddenly they just put all their documents on them, boy, guy. The passports, the laissez-passer, you name it, everything. They just put it document. So they conveniently found all the documents on them. My man, people might have set these boys up. They might have given them a little bit of money. They might have sent them on an operation, and then they might have followed them and killed them. And because Liberia has a reputation of sending mercenaries into other countries, or it happened when Taylor was president, There were Liberians in the Ivory Coast fighting. There were Liberians in Sierra Leone. Liberians have been going all over the place to cause trouble. So people say, okay, let's go find these guys. Bring them here and murder them. Something like that. But let's go to the lines, Baga. Let's take some calls there. And later on, we're going to speak to this sister of the late Anthony George Bush Johnson, a 67-year-old man who stood up fighting for their family estate, their legacy, and Koji fighting against Koji to try to stop Koji from buying their property from some other person who claimed the property is his. And he wound up on the beach, burned with acid and beyond recognition, except for the trousers he was wearing. But these guys are so stupid. You kill a man, you pour acid on him, you burn him to try to disfigure him and deform him beyond recognition. But then you leave his trousers on him. Yeah, they pull the trousers down. They pour the acid all over him. I mean, these guys are wicked. These guys are wicked, but Koji will pay. Something big about to happen to Koji, folks. I will not tell you, but soon and very soon. Remember what I said. Hello, what did I just say? Today is the 23rd day of April. What time is it in Liberia? It is 4:13 a.m. in the United States, specifically on the East Coast in Delaware. And it is 8:13 a.m. in Liberia. I'm going to repeat what I just said. Something big is going to happen to Jefferson Koji. Let me repeat myself. Something big. Remember this show. You will say, Costa said it. Something big is about to happen to Jefferson Koji. Something big. That is all that I can say right now. And when it happens, I will come on this platform. I will have a bottle of champagne. I probably will break the story before anybody else when this thing happens to him. Hello, what did I just say? I probably will break this story when it happens. Something very big is cooking, and it will land on Jefferson Koji here, and he will lead inside. He will lead inside. Mami Wata will carry Jefferson Koji very soon. I'll probably be the first to break that story, and I will buy myself an expensive bottle of champagne, Moët Chandon, and I'll bring it right here. I will chill it, put it on ice, and I'll be sipping it while I break the story when the big thing that is cooking falls on Jefferson Koji. Moët Chandon. Probably that boy even know what they call Moët Chandon. But anyway, let's go to the phone lines and let's take some calls there. You're listening to the nation's premier platform where we discuss the issues that matter. I'm Henry Pedro Costa, your humble seven. Boaga is my co-host. He's in Liberia. And oh yeah, man, John Sabo with all the bombshell there. It would the whole government. It would when that bomb detonates, it would chakla the whole government. Joe, we are all of them be running for cover. They want that cooking. And no. When you want to celebrate, you don't drink Hennessy XO. You drink champagne. Champagne. Begin. The thing
so when you get drink the XO.
The XO that when you want to get chapa. Yeah. When you want to get chapa, like John, you drink XO. But when you want to celebrate, when you're in a celebratory mode, and you drink champagne, I'll buy an expensive bottle of Moët Chandon champagne. Now I will buy and be drinking it right here while I'm breaking the news to you about the big thing that is about to fall down. Big tree coming fall down on Koji. That's all I can say. Hello, what tree? Me, Pedro, and I tell you something what not happened before. You will see. Hello, what tree? It will fall down on Koji, my people. It will not be easy. I will dance too bad. Let's go to the lines and take some calls there. Happy birthday to you, Talia. Happy 30th. We're going to take some calls there. And later on, we'll speak to the sister of the late Anthony George Bush Johnson. Peace to his ashes, oh man. Peace to his ashes. We'll fight for justice for you. Justice will be served. Let's go and take some calls, okay? Let's take some calls.
Okay, the phone lines are open 077-102-102, 080-383-0555-102-102, and the WhatsApp number is +231-888-624-171. Good morning.
Good morning.
Noah Zao Gibson.
This is the way to
Once again, I'm humble and fascinated to be the first caller on this 23rd day of April 2021 on the biggest platform and the most informative platform, our BBC of Liberia. Henry Pedro Costa, our leader and our senator in waiting, come 2023. Look, I got the show on a very big figure here in the community, and we are in majority here monitoring. But there are some of them who are even disputing what you are saying about the Koji situation. They are saying the sanction you spoke about that is coming on by July is a lie. In fact, it's been diluted, things are already been settled. So now you lie on Koji. But that's not even the reason why I call. Because I'm not even going to dignify that. Let me tell you something, Pedro. Look, the man that was found dead on the beach, I listened to his son. I listened to the man's son, his junior, Anthony Johnson Jr., on Truth FM. The man said the man's left ear was extracted. And then not just the left ear, but his 2 angus bones were also extracted. So they did not, yes, he said when they found their father, these were the parts that they discovered that got extracted from their father, his left ear, and his 2 angus bones were extracted.
Maybe
So, yes. So this was also done for a ritualistic purpose. I will try by all means to see that I can get that man's number so you can also interview. Thank God you will interview the sister. Maybe the sister will confirm what I'm telling you.
Okay.
Because at the man junior I'm quoting. So the thing that you say, it is a reality. It's not something that you just wake up in the morning to leave your comfortable bed in Delaware by 3 a.m. to come and just can make stories. It's a reality. We're on the ground here. And we are even hearing Mangeo is even connected to it too. Then I want to Koji. But according to the man quoted, the man junior quoted Mangeo mean too.
Okay.
There's not Koji alone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Noah Zhao Gibson. More calls 0770-102-102, 0886-010-383. The WhatsApp number is +231 888.
Maybe because you put it in too, so you can never tell, you know. Ritual is a killing. So let's take some more calls there, Bagay.
Yeah. Getting somebody taking away their body parts now in the country?
I'm telling you.
Now take this person. Good morning.
Good morning, Costa.
Yeah, your name, where you calling from?
I'm Timothy Smith calling from Grand Plaza.
Timothy.
No, Costa, thank you so much for your show. And you said something on your show. The world and economic crisis in this country, we're going to take it seriously, Costa. We're going to inform our leaders. We need the establishment of the World and Economic Council and the full implementation of the TLC recommendation. Justice and accountability is what we need in Liberia. Because every day we see another Liberian body on the street. And George will be somewhere celebrating. Look, even this morning I received a call. And people telling me that even McGill was part of this story. And we got to be very careful because we never tomorrow that they announce the case because we don't never bring that we'll find a body on the street or on the beach. Because they say happy in so it should be happening. No, my brother, thank you for your show. Thank you this morning, and God will bless you. Because what if people don't even know the sacrifice and the risk you can take? Right now, we're talking about people coming to Liberia. You don't want getting to jail to come to Liberia yet. But others will sit around and be hating you, but they know what happened on ground. You have to be on ground and take the risk. Whether it be firing in your car and they think you're America. Whether it be taking you on Broad Street or down one side and they be taking America. But you can be in the slum. You can be in the slum or you can be in the ghetto or Costa. Never feel you get medicine. But when we see you in the ghetto with us, we're trying to appreciate you because you're standing for us. So thank you, brother. God will bless you. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much. Let me take somebody from this other line here, Mr. Valley. Good morning. Welcome, Mr. Valley.
Yeah. Good morning, welcome. How are you?
I'm okay. Welcome.
Yeah, this is Valley calling from Costa. Yeah, I monitored the show last night from Costa. I had sleepless nights last night. Even those are all that are on a medical field, sometimes patients call out to go check them, to go other things. We are afraid this day now. This is why sometimes we have, even somebody call out that has serious case, that are not able to go to the hospital immediately. It's very hard for us to attend to them because this thing is going on rapidly. Finding their body all the time. Somebody go to secure the land, they only find a body, going to action. No, man, it's very trouble.
Okay.
And very trouble. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Valley, there from Waterside, calling in. The phone lines are open. Keep your calls coming in, and you'll be live.
Okay. Let's take some more calls there. We'll speak shortly. Bogai, She's gonna call your WhatsApp number. That's how she's gonna get in touch. She will call your WhatsApp number. The sister of the late Anthony George Bush Johnson. She will call you via WhatsApp. So look out for her call. She's gonna call you. She will probably send you a text message first before she calls you. I just gave your WhatsApp number to her.
Please,
So
give all the orange WhatsApp. It will be good to go through the bowl so I can.
All right, fine. I'm gonna give her the orange, but let's take some more calls there while we try to set up with her and call her.
Okay, let me take this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, brother. This is Ali Kaba.
Okay, Ali Kaba, welcome.
You know, most killings, all the ritual killings that are going on in they are caused by Koji and Nathaniel Mange. Koji and Nathaniel Mange, those people, they are the killing machines in the CDC in collaboration with the police. The police are eyes on them. They see everything that goes on, but they don't touch nothing about it. They are seeing everything those two people are doing. The justice minister, they are seeing everything. Those people, they are in coup, they are in plot. And whatsoever the information about those mercenaries in Ivory Coast, the last time again you can remember when Usman Ba and a certain group of people related to Usman Bamba, they attacked them in Ivory Coast again. They say again they were Liberians. George Weah is a criminal. All the people he collaborating with, they are social criminals. Don't be surprised to hear any news after them. Koji and Nathaniel Mange, the two people, they are the killing machine in the city. They will kill, they get blood on everywhere.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bogai,
Yeah.
I believe she's trying to call you.
Okay.
Look out for her call on a US number. She'll probably send you a message first.
All right. So let me take Momo the Critical Johnson. Good morning, Momo. Take 1 minute quickly.
Thank you, Bogai, and good morning, leader. Quickly, let me say this. To those reactionary, malnourished militants in the government who would say, when my leader says something, it is not true.
Hey, don't waste your time with our town, nothing, man. Let go. We don't need allegations from stupid people.
Why, when the leader break news, it should be news on all of the radio stations. Then why they can't go do their own research? But I can show you guys this. If this sudden and mysterious killing, ritualistic killing continue, believe in me, we're not going to know where we'll go back to those days. I want to be very clear because believe in me. Listen, Boga, I received a street message that the message that leader brought larger. If any of us just be passing away on Facebook to denigrate the government, they will go after us. And when you come after me, when you not kill me, I will kill you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Momo the Critical Johnson, for calling in. We'll have to take our sister from the States. Yeah. Good morning.
I'm a male. My name is Sam Dopo. So I'm calling from Salt Lake City, Utah.
Welcome.
I want to thank you for
welcome.
this. Yeah, I was listening to the Costa show and I saw the burned body of the land caretaker. I think the last person had contention with this man is Jefferson Koji, and those guys who want to sell the land to Jefferson Koji. So this is very serious. It scares everybody all around the world. Everyone is scared. I mean, every day, every month, the frequency of mysterious death in Liberia is like 3 to 4 persons dying every month. Someone will kill them. And if they don't get rid of Kesali Moruba, this guy was the same guy who murdered the U.S. ex-general in Mampampan Hotel when they were expecting, or I think Allen White, David Klein or something to come to sleep in the hotel and they set up, and he didn't come that time. It was the U.S. ex-general. This guy went in the city and murdered this man and left. If the guy is staying in Monrovia, there will always be murder.
Okay, thank you so much. Now we have our guest on the line from the U.S. Good morning.
Good morning to you, dear. Hello? Miss Johnson?
Okay, she hung up. I think she's trying to call back. Let me take her
Oh,
again.
my. Okay.
Okay. Good morning.
Morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. I'm online. Good morning.
We can
Can
hear
you
you.
hear me?
Morning. Can you hear me?
Hello. Good morning. I'm online. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear us also?
Can you hear me? Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
But Bwaga, how do you have the woman connected that she can't hear us?
Let me see.
You told me, so, oh, get the other number. That didn't want to be good. Then she can't hear us still.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm getting you now. You getting us?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, hey, morning, my dear. This is Costa. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Thank you very much. Before we go any further, we want to convey our deepest condolences to you and your family for the loss of your brother and loved one in such a gruesome manner. We are with you, and we hope justice will be served. We want to let you know that. And yesterday I spoke to you briefly, and I asked you to come on this morning. I know it must be a very difficult feeling, very difficult situation for you all. To lose a brother, a family member, is hard enough, but to lose them in such a terrible, gruesome fashion is even harder. I can only imagine, for I have not experienced what you and your family have experienced. I'd like you to tell us, who are you to the late Anthony George Bush Johnson?
Thank you. I'm one of the Johnsons and one of the closest person to my brother. I talk to him nearly every day on the phone on a video call. We talk a lot. Um, so it's hard to explain because we call him Solid Rock. That name came from him, Solid Rock. So if you ask for him, they'll tell you Solid Rock. That's the name I gave him from day one up to now.
Mhm.
So we talked on Wednesday, last Wednesday. He said he was going to a land place to fend up homeless. That's what he want the land. So he said, I need some money to send the land because I sent him a phone. I bought him a phone, a touchscreen phone. It's his first time using that phone. He would call everybody on video all day with a
Hold on. We can't hear
So
you.
when
You
he
have to
called,
position the phone
and then I was like,
properly.
okay, I will send the money to the money cap app so you can go and get the so you can try to go and get the sorry.
We're sorry, my dear.
I'm sorry.
We're sorry.
So I will send the money so that you can be able to go and get to go to the land place. But his wife told him, because my family, everybody online right now, the wife told him you have some job to do in the yard today because he's a chief welder. So he went on. He said he was supposed to go there on Friday, but some a reverend gave him $500 to go on Thursday. So I said, but why you want to go early? Because the surveyor and you supposed to go, but why I don't go as a group? Because I know, I was joking with it. I said, but surveyor think they go together. So why you want to go on a Friday, on a Thursday, and you're supposed to be on a Friday? So we talk about it and we left it. So that Thursday, because when I sent him the phone, and he was like, can you send me another bunny phone because the phone is so hard. So one little girl there always keep the phone and answer the calls and give the phone to him. So Thursday, I didn't hear from him. He was going to change. I was like, oh, he didn't call this morning to wake me up. So I called and they said, oh, your brother not here. Every time I call, when they answer, I said, Solid Rock, I got news for you because I already bought the bottom phone for him to send it. It's in Liberia right now. And I said, Solid Rock. She said, no, he's not here. I said, okay, tell him I got good news for him. Let him call me. So I didn't hear from him all day because of my work. Because of him, I use earpiece. I don't use earpiece. I don't talk on the phone like that. So I would be on the phone with him all day till the wife, everybody, they're on the phone, they're on the line right now. So I didn't hear from him in the night around 7 o'clock or 8. The wife I've called. She said, we want to tell you something, but we don't know how it's going to be. It's kind of surprising. I said, what is it? What you guys want to talk about? And she said, your brother is missing. I said, how? What do you mean my brother is missing? He can't, because we just talked yesterday and he was going to the land, which was supposed to be on Friday, but he went there on Thursday because the Reverend had given me $500 in a surveyor to go to the land. So how? So I said, well, what you can do now, because it's getting serious. Y'all go call the surveyor. They said the surveyor left from there and went to the town where they all stayed, but he didn't call them. So they called him. They said, where is Bush? And he said to the wife, we went to the land, but Bush, I told him I was going to the restroom to wait for me right here. But when I came back, I didn't see him. I said, but then it don't make no sense. Because Bush, he's the kind of person that we call it guy round. Nobody can just take him easy. That's the kind of person he was.
A tough man.
So what happened? And then I kept calling. The next day they took him to Central Prison or whatever they said. They took him to 7 or 17, somewhere in Coward. And then he said that, oh, me and Bush were coming, but he went on a road. He changed his story. He went on the road to some school to his brother. So I asked the wife, did you talk to him right away? But Bush have already called the wife on the phone saying, Viola, I am thirsty, but I lost in the bush. But then she asked the guy, the surveyor, but then she asked Bush, but where you might thirsty from the road to the place to get water? It's not far. So how you lost in the bush? This is a place that you go every day. So, but Bush said, oh, yes, I can't find him, man. He left me and he gone. And then the phone went off. So when she called me back, I said, well, let me put $10 minutes on the phone. He got maybe no minutes in the phone. He trying to reach you. So I went to the, I put minutes on the phone right away because the two phones they got, I put minutes on the phone every day because they talk back to back. So the phone was off. I call people in Liberia. I call my friends and to dial the number. Nobody could get it. So we kept calling. Nobody could get him. So I said, but what the last thing he said? She said he only told me that he's thirsty and then he wanted to drink, but he was lost. So I said, did you call the Reverend that gave him the money? And she said the surveyor called the Reverend, but the Reverend said the surveyor didn't tell him. I said, but this is not possible because the Reverend said he should go there on Thursday, and the surveyor and he went together, and he just lost just like that. He's not a kid, so just lost in a place that you can even go there and see that it's nothing going on. Even a child wouldn't lost in the forest, in the bush. So we didn't hear nothing. So Friday, all week, we was all looking. I was calling on video back to back everywhere. We all searching for him. I calling the police. I calling here and there to find out if somebody can help her to locate my brother. So Tuesday, sitting down, the other son have called me. Oh, we saw a body to Fender's camper, but we going there. And they went there. That wasn't him. So they call again. They said they want to Windows Chapel's church. They should go see that one. They went there. That was him. They cut his ears. They cut his private part. They cut his nose. They took his kidney. They just destroyed everything on him. You know, it's so painful to say that a man that I'm so close to, that they just kill him like that for no reason. So we're still trying to know what happened. And they said they had 2 persons in custody to free them. I don't know who is that because I'm not there. So the only person that is in jail now is a surveyor. So we need some justice because it continues happening all the time, and good people getting lost, killed for no reason. It's very painful that man that I'm taking care of, I call every day and just die like that. You know, it really hurts. So that's what happened. We don't know what's going on. We don't know. We killed him, but we're just waiting for you guys to help us, so at least we know what happened. You know, they left the wife with the kids now. She's in pain. We all just crying. Oh, that's all we can do. At the end of the day, I think that's how it's going to be. You know, nothing going to come out of it.
My dear sister,
cry, grieve, and just, you know, it really hurts.
It is very sad, my dear sister. Again, I want to say my sympathy to you and your family. Someone you were so close to, you were so close with, and spoke to almost on a daily basis. To go missing, a full-grown man, to go missing and get found with body parts, remove, they chop off his ears, they cut off his private part, the kidney and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's a terrible thing, terrible. And then they poured acid on him. They poured acid on him. It's just a terrible, terrible thing. Now, let me ask you a question. So this property that belongs to your family, do you know? Of course, you have to know. Do you care to tell us a little bit about how Mayor Jefferson Koji's name came up in this property situation? Do you care to share that with us as well?
So what I know is I heard that somebody from the government was going to buy land, but to be honest, I didn't hear anybody name that they called to me. They just say, oh, some big person in Liberia, they won't say they just say some big person, the government got money, want to buy land. Or I don't know if it's Jefferson
And they were
Koji
trying to buy the land from somebody who is not a member of your
didn't
family,
get no
right?
information like that.
Hello, you said
Yeah.
they were trying to buy the land,
But not from your family. Boka,
I heard it said somebody wanted to buy the land for him to go, for they to go and get the deed to take it to the person. But they didn't say Jefferson Koji. So I don't know who the person was. Or
yeah,
is
that's what I found out. It is Koji who wanted to buy your land from another person, not from your family. That's what I found out. Yeah, yeah. All right, my dear sister, we will keep talking. So at this point, what is the government saying? Now, is it true that your family requested an autopsy and the government said no, you wanted to have an autopsy performed on your late brother's remains to try to understand exactly what might happen?
What I heard, yes, we told them to leave the body so we can at least give him a good burial, but they said they should go there and take the body from there. So we just had to send money right away to get the casket. So I don't know why they said should take it from there. We don't know now.
Yeah, I have some pictures in my possession. I think he was laid to rest yesterday at some point. But I can assure you, my dear sister, they will tell you nothing. They will not tell you, they will not find any perpetrator. This government, they protect murderers. You might have heard us talk about Kezeli Moba, a notorious armed robber who killed a security guard in cold blood. And they didn't prosecute him for murder. They prosecuted him for armed robbery and give him a very insignificant sentence of 4 years in jail after killing a whole human being. So be realistic. As hard as this may be, this may sound, do not expect any justice at all from the George Weah government. I am very sorry, my dear sister. Very, very sorry. Please keep in touch I will keep in touch with you. If there's anything you want me to know for us to put out there, let me know. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, Bwaka, there you have it. That is a sister of the late Anthony George Bush Johnson. You heard her. They cut off his ears.
Costa, if all of these things are happening in the government, do you think investors will look at this country and say, oh, I'm going to Liberia to go and invest? Every day, another death news. Every day, another death news. Is no.
They cut off his ears. They cut off his private part. They gashed him at the ankle, she said.
Yeah.
One of his ankles. They extracted his kidney, or what seems to be like they opened his chest. I mean, Bwaka, I don't think they were taking parts. I think they were just being wicked. They were torturing him.
Yeah.
It might not be a ritualistic thing. It might not be a ritualistic killing.
Probably they don't want for somebody to recognize the body.
Probably. You know, that's why they poured the acid. When was the last time you heard about any ritualistic killing where they pour acid on the dead person?
Nope.
They pour the acid on him. And so it might not be ritualistic at all. They was just trying to kill him and to make him not recognizable, so people would not be able to identify him. You know, then they took off his 2 eyes. She just texted me that. His eyes, they took off his eyeballs. His 2 eyeballs. They removed them. They were trying to destroy him beyond recognition. That's what it was. Okay? That's what it was. They weren't taking any parts for any ritualistic purposes. They just wanted to just make it difficult so that they wouldn't recognize him. Why would they go through all that trouble? That's it. So, took off the kidneys, or from what they can tell, because nobody has gone into his body to see, but I'm sure they're just assuming. They remove his eyes, his eyeballs. They cut his private part. Yeah, and then they poured acid on him. But the mistake they made, and that's how the family, they were able to identify him, is because the trousers that he was wearing on that day, they didn't remove the trousers. They pulled the trousers down somewhere around his ankle, somewhere around his ankles, but they didn't remove the trousers completely. They pulled the acid all over his body, all over his body. They just wanted to make sure Anthony George Bush Johnson was deformed, disfigured beyond recognition. That's it. Okay? That's what it was. And look, the people who did it must have resources. They must have men who work for them. Okay? They brought this man from way upper Caldwell in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Took him to some destination where they might have tortured him. Maybe kept him overnight, took him to the beach where they killed him and dumped the body. I can tell you who CDC people learned this thing from. They learned it from Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. That's how they murdered Harry Greaves on the beach. They learned it from Ellen, the murderer in chief, the damn witch. That's who they learned this from. Let's go to the phone lines and take some calls there.
Oh wow. Now the family is oh God.
That's how they killed the man, folks. They kill him badly. They kill him badly. It must have been a very painful death.
Yeah, the family going through pain.
But Wakai, you heard it one more. Your brother, somebody you loved so much, you were so close with, and all of a sudden they just get murdered, butchered like an animal in that way. This is so painful. So painful. Let's go to the lines. Let's take some calls, that Wakai.
All right, now take Pangomo Camara. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Barker. Good morning, Costa. Good morning, my brown people. Okay. I want to know what was the COPStrong on the land case in Ghana. If you had a man,
Pagomo, we don't know anything about the latest in Ghana.
What killed poor person who suffering from daily life.
Pagomo, we don't know what happened in Ghana.
We caught him.
Was he saying something?
Baga, why you can't hear me, member? You might not connected. You can't.
Why would you charge that person a point gift for 4 years? They were connected to the act. They were given for 10 years. Notorious armed robber. Who you were jailing, cutting on the battlefront. They jailed for 4 years. People that were not connected, he gave them for 15 years because Koji was in Ghana, man. They just wanted to persecute them. Liberia ain't problem. Liberia, nobody will live better life in Liberia on this regime. Notorious armed robber. Can you imagine someone who murdered somebody? They jail them for 4 years.
Yeah, he put us in jail for 4 years.
Why Thomas Fowler? Why Akara Gray? Why the Justice Minister? Why the Supreme Court judge? Why Lord the court that law from? Someone who caught a battle for killing people. 4 men when you're killing, living poverty life. They jail him for 4 years.
Yeah, Boga, let's take another caller.
Jail him for 4 years.
Come on, Boga, don't sleep.
Yeah.
Boga, you've become very low. That's from your end.
What you want to say?
Sure. Okay, Pangomo.
Boga, take another caller, man. What are you doing? Why do you seem distracted?
The call just, I don't know, the 0770-102-102-86-010383. 555-102-102. The WhatsApp number is active. Call and you'll be live with us here this morning. We still taking your calls. There is none yet, so we still taking them. Just keep them coming in. We'll put you through via the WhatsApp or the local lines. But there is none yet, cause.
Well, folks, I'll tell you this. We're in very dangerous times in our country. It is very sad. It is very scary. You know, I spoke to a friend yesterday. He works in the international system for the United Nations. He called me yesterday. And he knows Liberia very well. He's been there many times. He's done a lot of work there for the UN. In fact, he worked in Liberia for a period of time, for about a year or so. I will not call his name. He recently visited Liberia for a week, and the UN people sent him there on a mission to look into, he's an investigator for the United Nations. They wanted him to look into this situation of mysterious killings, secret killings, and all that kind of stuff. So he called me yesterday, and he said to me, he said, Henry, I know your country. Liberians are some of the most outspoken people I know. Liberians talk. He said to me, he said, but what I noticed in Liberia this time around is that as I was engaging with people, especially ordinary, everyday, regular people, to ask them questions, to just interview them for this project. He said, many of them were afraid. They would literally be looking over their shoulders to look around and see who's nearby, who's in earshot, who might hear them or overhear them. Because people are so scared. He said, Costa, I've never seen this before. I've been to Liberia many times. I've lived here, worked here. Never before have I seen Liberians this scared. You're talking to them and they will be looking, literally looking over their shoulders. I said, because there is a reign of terror. Of course, he knows it. He said, Costa, I was surprised. He said, Liberians are very outspoken. They talk. Loosely, I might add. But to see people scared for their life, for their jobs, and they have to be looking left and looking right and looking front and looking behind before they can speak to you. I say, yeah, the government has accomplished that. The government has accomplished it. They've made people scared. Lots of people are very, very, very scared. They don't want to just talk because they fear that they might get picked up quietly, murdered.
Yep.
Or they might lose their job. This is what has happened. You know? You know, somebody said we should ask a surveyor. My sister, Canvey Adams. Canvey, I'm not an investigator, but I'll tell you this. There's something called motive. How can a surveyor go kill a man? I said the surveyor might not have been involved or might not be involved. But I want to ask you this question. What motive would the surveyor have for killing one of the property owners? When he killed a man, he don't want to own the land.
He's not the one buying the land.
He not the one buying the land. Hey man, Canvey man, my sister man. There's something called motive. People don't murder people for nothing. Is it possible that a surveyor might be in on it? That's a possibility. But does the surveyor stand to personally benefit in a significant way? How so? Eh? Who hired a surveyor? The very family. Who was paying him? The very family. So I'm not saying that the surveyor might not be involved. But the point I'm making is that the surveyor has very little to gain. The surveyor will still make money. But could he be part of the setup? It is possible. Yes. But who has the real motive here? The greater motive. The buyer. The person who wanted the land that got stopped from buying the land. Who is that person? Jefferson Koji. He was offering $200,000 for 50 acres of land. You see? He wanted the land so badly. And this type of killing, who has a history of having people kidnapped, tortured, murdered, and dumped somewhere? Who else? Who else? And all the people involved, the surveyor, the prospective buyer, Koji, who has a history? The person who is the prime suspect here is the person with the history and the motive. Koji has history and Koji has motive. He wants the land. We all know Koji. We all know what he did to Justina Taylor. We all know what he's done to so many other people. This is how Jefferson Koji operates. So I'm not saying nobody else is the troublemaker here. I mean, could be involved. But the person with the real motive and the history of committing such a thing is what? Jefferson Koji. He wanted to buy 50 acres of land for $200,000 from the wrong owner. And this family was trying to stop him. They were trying to protect their property. So the man disappears. So who do you think have reason for making this man disappear? Who do you think has the motive? Who do you think stands to benefit? Who else? They say this man knew the land more than everybody else. Okay?
Yeah.
He lived on the land. He knew the land very, very well. If you make him disappear, it might be a setback for the family in so many ways. Not just that they've lost their brother, their father, their cousin, uncle, but they've also lost somebody who is very familiar with the property more than anybody else, according to what I've been told. You see? Exactly. I mean, where the hell is Koji even getting that kind of money from to buy that kind of land? Government money, of course. That itchy ass who used to pass around. That boy used to harass me. He would get in a taxi with a backpack. Anywhere night falls on him, that's where he would sleep. If Koji starts calling you in the morning and he wants some money from you, Koji will not stop calling until he sees you. You got to gain some money. You got to pay the taxi fare, and you got to also put some money in your pocket. That's how Koji lived for many years. Joshua didn't do anything for those boys. They suffered. Today they have power. They can steal all they want. That they are paid. That is their pay. The seller works for Koji. The person who was attempting to sell Koji the land works at the MCC. The Monrovia City Corporation will get the person's name for you. Yep. Nelly Savage, I did not say 50,000. I said 50 acres of land for $200,000. Nelly Savage. I'm right here. Don't misquote me. Now you say I'm gonna be neutral in politics. Tell her that you mama. To say be neutral. Some of y'all can just say things that can offend people and make people lose respect for you. I swear to God, let's be honest. And you look at full grown men then you say, don't be involved in politics. Be neutral. Costa, please be neutral. Can you imagine? You look at it. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah, man. You can just make people think that kind of way that because you support one candidate that I don't support, so I'm gonna be neutral. You see how selfish that sounds? You supporting your own. I'm gonna support my own because my own voice more than your voice. So I'm gonna support my own. So it's I am not neutral. There is no neutrality in me. I'm Henry Pedro Costa. I take a side, I fight for that side all the way. I don't care. Yo, that's what I do. The poor man dead and gone. The same way they kill Kapao. They give the man 4 years. How can somebody murder somebody? You give them 4 years. 4 years? For murdering somebody's father, somebody's brother, somebody's husband? You give him 4 years in jail for cold-blooded murder? Jesus Christ of Nazareth. These people are terrible. Terrible, terrible people. Man, I swear to God. Well, my people, our time is almost up. And this is the weekend. Today is Friday. We won't be here until Monday. By the grace of God. April has almost ended.
Mm-hmm.
A new month is upon us. You know, yesterday I said to my CPP people, all the things that we can do, fussing, fighting, we must bear in mind that the task at hand is greater than our personal political interests. It's greater than Bwakai wanting to be president. It's greater than Cummings wanting to be president and Costa wanting to be whatever. Because we need to redeem our country from these people. That is the task at hand. The redemption of our country. And that's what we're called upon to do. That is a singular greatest task with which we are faced, from which we cannot shun, which we must tackle head on and deliver upon. Redeem our country from these animals and make sure they are prosecuted. They are put behind bars. That is all that I am committed to. I don't give a damn about being senator. It doesn't even excite me. The other day, somebody in the CPP reached out to me. I will not call her name. She's somebody I know. Some of you know. She's not a popular person. She's not a political person. But, you know, she messaged me. She said, Costa, I'm hearing you want to be senator. I said, no. I don't say I want to be senator. The Liberian people say they won't make me senator. But I have not decided. Then she went further. She said, well, when will you decide? I said, well, I'm thinking about it. Between now and the end of this year, I will decide whether I want to be senator or not. She said to me, well, if you're talking about between now and the end of the year, by that time I will have already thrown my hat in the razor. I want to run myself. That's what she said to me, and I said okay, and I just smiled when she said that. I just smiled. It's okay, fine. You can run. She's on the CPP. And so she says, if I don't decide between now and the end of the year, she will put her. But whether I decide or not, it doesn't matter. She wants to run. She has a right to run. The CPP will have a primary process for who represents them in Monrovia County for the Senate seat currently occupied by Sarah Joseph. The CPP knows what's good for them. If the CPP wants to win Monrovia County, they will put the best person forward.
Yeah.
Monrovia County is the most difficult county to win. They will put the best person forward.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So the CPP will decide who to put forward. If I decide to run, I will announce it, but I have not made a decision, folks. I'm more concerned about the presidency. Who becomes president? But clearly, I don't want a job in the executive branch of government. I don't want to be minister for Joe Boakai or for Cummings or for Uri or no. I don't. I don't want that kind of job. So, and I think it's high time we were in a position to show ourselves, to show what we are made of, the stuff we are made of, to show our people that we do not just preach what we preach, but when given the opportunity to serve, we can also deliver on the things that we preach. That's what I believe. I don't care about having power just for having power's sake. I want to have power to be able to use power to do something good. That's why I want power. Not just for having power's sake. It doesn't excite me. Senator Henry Costa. It may sound good, but does that excite me? Hell no. Does not excite me.
Yeah, but somebody say you can start from somewhere. Others like
That's
Obama.
not the point. You're not understanding. I'm not talking about where to start from or where to begin from. I'm just saying it's not what excites me. It's not what concerns me. What concerns me is how we remove George Weah and his people from power.
Oh, okay.
That's what excites me. That is what really concerns me. And then who will replace them with to ensure that we will get justice, social and economic justice, that we will change the damn country and make it work for all of our people. And not for the children of the president or their friends, his cousins, his relatives. No, for the people of the country. That is what I'm fighting for. That's what excites me. I don't give a damn about being senator. I might not even run for the damn Senate. I'm telling you, it doesn't excite me. Right after we helped him, made DeLong, and got him re-elected, people said, oh, Costa, you must run. The people started a campaign all over the place. They started a campaign, run for the Senate, run for the Senate. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I'm not considering it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that is not my primary objective. That's what I'm saying. Senator Costa is not my primary objective. My primary objective is making sure we remove Weah from power and put a good, decent president in office. That is my primary objective. That's it. Primary objective. Because Senator Costa sounds good to some people. It sounds okay. But Senator Costa would not be able to change the country. President Boakai or President whoever is the one where change can come from. Real change will not come from a Senator Costa. Let's not kid ourselves. Some of you sit there, you think that, you can go to the Senate all you want. Have a bad president in a mansion. He will bribe the lawmakers. He will do whatever he wants to do, and they will give him what he wants. We need to get rid of George Weah. Remove him from power democratically. Grab his behind and put that idiot in prison for many years. The reason why I have no intention whatsoever of working in the executive branch of government under a president, number one, I think they will fire me soon. Before long, I will be fired. Because if that president starts to try to deviate from the things we promised the Liberian people, you will fire me. So then, why take a job in a government where I might be fired from? That is my concern. That is my concern. So we will remove George Weah from power democratically. We will grab that behind, we will drag him and put him in jail. I dare Joe Boakai. I dare Benana Ure and Cummings and all of them to try to protect him. I will fight them with all I've got. That is a promise I make to them. All this work that I'm doing personally, all this risk that I'm taking, all the pains that I've suffered, we take Weah out of power and somebody tries to protect Weah, I will fight you. That is a promise I make to you. I will fight you. I'm not supporting anybody for president because I love them. I love my country. I love my people. I'm not a fanatic. I don't worship any man. I'm way beyond that. I'm too sophisticated, too intellectually inclined to be an idiotic partisan. No, first of all, I don't believe in political parties. Most Liberian political parties are useless. That is the truth. Not most. All the parties are useless. They're only good for winning elections. When they come to power, Allah, is there any good party in Liberia?
There is none.
Every single political party in Liberia is the same. The only difference, the only difference, you know what makes them different? The names that they are called, the labels that they carry, but they are all the same. The only way we'll have change in the country is when we put the right man in power. I ain't no damn party. There is no right party. There is no wrong party. All the parties are the same. What didn't we hear CDC say? Look at them. What didn't we hear that damn witch Ellen say for 40 years? Didn't she say TWP was bad and Samuel Keto was bad and Chancellor was bad and she knew all the ideas and knew how to fix the damn country?
Yeah, she says so.
So you just leave me with your damn party business. UP, bad. CDC, bad. ALP, bad. All the parties, bad.
CDC that they empty one said because they preach a lot of things here. Oh, when we come, we'll do this, we'll do that. Yeah, they
do
are.
not put your faith in a political party. For me, I'm looking for the right man to make president. One person. I'm not looking for a whole team to get power. One man. I want to find because change will only come to Liberia when the right person is in power. One human being will cause that change. If that president does not bribe the legislators, they will not ratify bad concessions. Allah Bwagai?
Nope.
If the president does not bribe and intimidate the Supreme Court, they will not beckon or grant or dance to the whim and caprice of the president. That is what we're talking about. So you sit down there and say, my party better than your party. You know, I say this to unity party people. You know, I have no sympathy for UP. None whatsoever. My relationship is only with Joe Boakai. Because until UP people can officially maybe one day issue a statement and say we are sorry for all the things our government did to you, I have no sympathy for the party at all. It is just my sense of maturity and patriotism that made me to say, to single Joe Boakai out and look at him for who he really is. But Unity Party as a party, to hell with them. You know, I love myself so much because I'm able to speak freely and I don't give a damn about how anybody feels. Because whether you like it or not, you got to do business with me. You don't have a choice. You want to get to the presidency? I am Petro. You remember when Jesus Christ said, I am the, my father and I are the same, right?
They chew the way in the light.
Yes, the truth, the way, and the light. And you want to go to heaven, you got to go through me. I'm not saying I'm the only man you got to go through. But you want to go to the mansion, I am one of the people you got to go through. One of the people. I'm not saying I'm the only one. But you got to go through me. So, the point that we're trying to make here is this. I'm not looking for a good party because there is none. I'm looking for a good man to make president. A good man to make president. To fix my country. They may not give me the country ideally 100% that I want, but at least I want some dignity, I want some decency, I want some sanity restored. I want the beginning of the end of the culture of impunity. That is what I want. You see?
Braving legislators came from Ellie, and Joya is not doing it.
You know, I want to say this to you. One of the things I want to see in Liberia is where every Liberian, irrespective of who you are and where you come from, I want to see them do well, prosper. That's one of the things I want. A government that will promote every Liberian person to succeed, especially in business, so that we can begin to take our economy back from the foreigners. Not a government that will suppress its own people because they are afraid of them for some reason. Oh yeah, that man there won't make rich, because when you get rich, every damn government did it. UP government did it. CDC government did it. They are doing it now. It needs to end. Somebody told me that Sekou Damati Kone, the political leader of the Progressive Democratic Party, pro-dem. They say Sekou Damati Kone sought an IPD from the Ministry of Commerce to import rice. It's Import Permit Declaration. That's what it stands for, IPD. To bring rice into the country. He been running behind that one IPD forever. The Minister of Commerce refused to give Sekou Damati Kone the IPD. Why? Because Sekou Damati Kone is a Liberian man. You don't want to make a Liberian man rich. This is how we've always been. Suppress our own people and make foreigners rich. That nonsense can hurt me too bad. It can hurt me too bad. It can hurt me too bad. We've heard them say one party after another party, one son of my swan running for president will say it, and when they come to power, they do exactly the same damn thing, Boakai. Oh, we'll make our people then rich.
Yeah.
We'll make our people then rich. Let the idiots come to power. Then they say, that Boakai man, in our camp, beside that, you want me Boakai rich? You know Boakai will go after you. You know you will say you won't be president. Why would you deny Sekou Damati Kone, a Liberian citizen, the right to import rice into his own country? Into his own country. But you can allow the Lebanese to bring rice. But a Liberian man can bring rice. You know, one day, one Lebanese guy told me something, I would never forget it. I have very, very good friends who are Lebanese. Very decent people. Very, 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 very. I mean, there's a particular one, my closest friend, one of my closest friends, who happens to be a Lebanese. That guy loves Liberia. I can't even say I love Liberia more than he does. But I'll tell you this. You know what that guy told me? One of my Lebanese friends, another one, the guy said something to me one day. The guy said, Costa, this was several years ago. He said, I hear you talk about making foreigners citizens in this country, allowing us to have more rights and all that kind of stuff. But I said this to you. He said, Costa, listen to this. So this is a Lebanese man who loves Liberia too, was born in the country. And the guy says to me, he said, Costa, do you know why we don't want to be? I personally don't think being citizen of Liberia would benefit me commercially, economically. I said, why? I thought you want to be citizen. He said, yeah, sure. So I was born here. My father came here many years ago. I was born in this country. But the reason I don't think being a Liberian citizen would benefit my commercial interest is this. Is that if I were a Liberian citizen, he said, do you know why we get so rich in your country and you people are not rich? He said, because you hate one another. You Liberians. You hate one another. You don't want your brothers and sisters to do well. So, you rather us make all the money than your own people. So, being a foreigner in your country is not such a bad thing because it economically benefits us. We get rich while you are poor. And you know why that is the case? Because we are not Liberians and cannot compete with you in your politics. Your Pepper Butch, which is a government, is not a place that we would compete with you over. So you don't care. So you rather us make the money than your own people because you are afraid that when your own people make the money, then they will pose a threat to you. So then he says, so imagine if that were to change. If we were to become president, if we were to become Liberian citizens, do you not think your people would now begin to look at us in a different way? That we would now pose a political threat to them? That was one of the truest things I had heard in a long time when that brother told me that thing that day in his office. He said, Costa, I love this country. This country has done so much for my family. But if I were to become a Liberian citizen today with all the millions and millions of dollars that we are making in this country, your people would now begin to see us as threats, as political threats. He says, so I'd rather not be a citizen of a country and make money without anybody bothering me than be a citizen in a country where people bother me. That's what the guy said, boy, guy. He said, I don't want to be no citizen in your country. I want to get rich. Keep hating your people. Well, he didn't say exactly in those ways, but essentially that's what he meant. Keep hating your people and keep making us rich. Yeah. Keep hating your people and keep making us rich. I was saddened by what that brother said. Now, it was not something new to me. I've always known that. But to hear him say it in that way, I was so deeply, profoundly touched by it. And I said to myself, I said, we are in trouble. We are in trouble. We are in trouble. All this fighting, we are fighting for a better Liberia. there is a strong chance that after we go, we fight and we elect new people, Boakai, they might come there and do the same damn thing, Boakai. It hurts. Boakai, it hurts.
Sure.
That you are fighting knowing that it's a strong possibility that you will have the same government, the same type of government, the same type of stealing, the same witch hunting, the same suppression of your people. It hurts. But we got to support somebody. But there's no guarantee. It really, really hurts. Folks, thank you very much. We've taken too much of your morning. And this is the way we like to say goodbye. Have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful, blessed weekend. God bless you all. If something interesting comes up during the course of the weekend, rest assured, I will do a podcast. All right, Boakai.
Okay, thank you so much.
Happy weekend to the rest of you. Bye-bye.
Bye.